Yeah, I didn't realize that today was Cinco de Mayo until like maybe like an hour or two before I was gonna do this, and I was like, oh shit, how perfect. Playing Dragon Ball Z on a Mexican holiday. What better way to celebrate Cinco de Mayo? Some fucking Dragon Ball Z. And then I just started looking up like Dragon Ball Z Mexico memes and like all the like taco shops with like Dragon Ball Z artwork. Dude, but you know, if you see a taco shop and it's got fucking Goku like drawn on the wall, oh my god, it's gonna be fucking good. You're in for a treat. Taco's gonna be off the fucking hook. Scotty said, LOL, the Dragon Ball in Mexico thing is weird. No idea how that came about. I know, dude. They fucking love that shit, though. Scotty said you just need some Taco Bell and Coronas for the authentic Mexican experience. I know, right? I don't give a fuck, dude. I fucking love me some Corona. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, I do love Corona. I know people talk shit about Corona, and they're like, oh, it's piss in a bottle, but I love it. I like to do the whole, I take the lime and I push the lime down into the bottle, and I love it, man. I actually have a 6-pack of Corona in the fridge right now. I thought about getting a Corona for tonight, just to be silly because it's Cinco de Mayo, but I need the coffee instead because I'm so fucking tired. If I drank a beer right now, just one beer, I would start falling asleep. Showed said drinking a Modelo Negra. Nice, dude. Modelo's good. Showed said I like Coronas. Yeah, man, they're great. Because they're good for me because like I'm kind of like I'm not a big drinker. I drank like in my 20s like everybody, and in my 30s there was a period where I drank a lot of whiskey, but for the most part like I've never really been like a huge drinker, and I'm not, but like I'm the guy that like I go out to dinner on the weekend and I'll have like a beer with my meal. You know, if we go to a Japanese restaurant, like I'll have a Japanese beer, and then you know anywhere else we go, I always just get a Corona and a lime, and that's like my drink. So Roy said lime in the bottle, honorary Mexican. Mexican. Yeah, Mexican. Scotty said they'll call Coronas piss while drinking their light beer water. I know, right? While drinking their Bud Light and shit. Corona tastes like piss, and it's like, dude, you're drinking Bud Light. Like, shut the fuck up. Yeah, I like Mexican beer, and I like Japanese beer. It's pretty good. Roy said shots fired. Oh, at Bud Light? Yeah. Dude, you know what I used to fucking drink when I was a teenager? Was you know, because when you're a teenager, especially when you're a teenager, because you're not even like old enough to be drinking anyway, but like you have no money, so like it was all about the Miller High Life, dude. The champagne of beers. That was always the thing too, like, you know, like we knew we were drinking shit, but it was always like, oh, it's the champagne of beers. Miller High Life. What was the other one that was like super cheap? Like Natty Ice. Whatever you could get like in abundance or cheap in abundance or like in a big bottle. But yeah, I was never like a huge beer guy because I learned pretty early on that like getting drunk off of beer was like the worst because you get the spins and shit, and like anytime like I've ever thrown up from drinking, it was always beer. Never like if I drink whiskey, like I never throw up or anything. But I also drink it straight. Like I'm not like a sugary alcoholic drink guy. Scotty said we drank High Life in high school because our friend who used his older brother's ID drank it. Ah, a fellow enjoyer of the champagne of beers. Fancy. Look at Scotty. Fancy with his fucking champagne of beers. You know what American beer I think if I had to pick one, that's like kind of the, your sort of generic like American beers. Um, like if they only had like Miller and Coors and Bud Light and that's like, or Budweiser, and like that's all they had at a place, I would go with the Coors. If I had to pick one of the three between Miller, Bud, and Coors, I would pick Coors. What's their thing? Like they have like the mountain, right? Rocky Mountain High? Is that their thing? I don't know. I forget their slogan. Showed said used to just take a whiskey bottle from the back of my grandpa's liquor cabinet. Johnny Walker usually. There's actually a liquor that I can't drink. I can't even fucking smell it almost, and it makes me sick because I got super fucked up as a teenager. That's Jägermeister. There was a movie. What the fuck movie was it? It's a movie that has that actor Dawson from Dawson's Creek is in it. I can't remember the name of the movie. I don't even remember what it's about. But I just know that my buddy was like, hey, so there's this movie and it's got Dawson from Dawson's Creek, and he just like, I don't know if he's actually drinking Jägermeister in the movie now. I can't remember or not. Maybe he is drinking Jägermeister. I don't know. But basically it was like, he brought over a bottle of Jägermeister to my house and was like, every time this dude takes a fucking shot in this movie, like, we're gonna take a shot. And I was like, oh, okay, cool, like, whatever. And I got so fucking sick within like 2 hours. Like, I was literally out in the front yard just throwing up in the grass. It was so fucking bad. Roy said Jaeger is basically Robitussin cough syrup. Shows that I agree. I'd probably gag if I tried to shoot JD. Oh, talking about, Jack Daniels now? Yeah. I never liked Jack Daniels. There was like a brief period when I first started drinking where I did Jack and Cokes for a little bit, but that's when it didn't take me very long to realize like, oh, the whole hangover thing was very like, a lot of it depended on what you were drinking, you know what I mean? And it's like, you're drinking like sugar and like, like with the Coke and everything. So like, that's when I just started realizing like, oh, I'll just drink some on the rocks, like whiskey. And then I never got sick. And once I started doing that, I never got sick and I never was hungover. And I also never got like too wasted or like super drunk. Like for some reason, like just drinking straight whiskey like that, you're able to just get like a nice, decent buzz and go on with your evening. You know what I mean? Like it's easier to know when to stop. At least it was for me. And then I always made sure I drank water too. But yeah, when I drank whiskey, I was a Jameson guy. That was my drink of choice. But that was the one that I figured out that like, I don't know if it's because it's like a lighter whiskey. I'm not really sure. I'm not like a big like, I don't know about like all the particulars of alcohol, but it felt lighter and I never really got like hungover with it or anything. So I like me some Jameson. And they had the various tiers of Jameson too, which was cool. I like Scotch too. Scotch is nice. I actually have a bottle of Scotch in the cabinet somewhere. I like to have a glass every now and then.